too. Knows about the grind, the bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again.
A groove and jam to bring us in here on this Friday afternoon, the west side of Edmonton, E-Town here in EST HQ on the west side. My name's Zachary Kubusch, filling in for Hernan Salas, who's usually here on EST Afternoons on Edmonton Sports Talk 1 to 3 weekdays here on our lovely station. Joaquin Gage, former NHL netminder, beside me. My co-host today and producing is Ben Thompson on a lovely Friday afternoon. We got lots to get to today. The Elks beat the REDBLACKS 40-17 to improve to 4-1, taking the charge in the CFL, and we'll preview UFC 329. McGregor's return almost 5 years to the day since his last bout in the UFC. It's also International Fight Week. Lots to get to for the Elks. And in action, Spain and Belgium quarterfinals World Cup play. They're tied 0-0 in the third minute of action. What's up, Nasties? Tons of discussion on tap today. I'm excited for the show. I prepped a lot. I prepped tons, boys. And I'm telling you, I'm shaking in my boots to get it on the air here.
First of all, what an intro.
Unbelievable. Great job.
Had my back all week.
I thought you were going to butcher that, but you are great, man.
Can you hear the nerves, boys?
I know.
I think I'll shake it out during the first segment. But I was talking to everybody today around the office, like, what's the most nervous you've been on air, Trev? And he's like maybe a sports update. I think my first sports update or first time cracking the mic here at EST, I was always shaking. Trev said kind of like his first pregame show, pre and post, but nerves are good to have. It means you care, right? And I don't know, the man who first interviewed me, I was also shaking my boots the first time I stepped into the EST offices trying to get a placement here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Matt Iwanek, he'll be joining us at 1:20. Nolan King in the second hour of the program, 2:20. He's a MMA reporter, been on the beat for a while. He'll be joining us to talk about McGregor's fight back in the UFC. We got a different edition of Zach to the Future as well, because a bit of musical chairs. You're in the producer chair, Benny. So Joaquin and myself have came up with a handful of questions to try and test you. You got to get 50% right. We got the Screw It, Let's Do It parlay on tap as well. Gager, I got a little bit different of a segment too. I called it Locked Engage with Joaquin Gage. I'm sure we'll get to a couple questions. I'll sprinkle them in throughout the show, because I'm running the I'm nervous as hell here. Gager, you played in the NHL big time,
just
right?
Stay home.
Stay home. Okay, I'm taking this, but no, Hernan Salas did a great job on the morning show.
It's hot.
Trev's coming in here with Gager's coffee.
With his little baby hands.
It's a little bit too hot.
Thank you, Trevor.
Oh my gosh, he just burned himself in front of me.
Thank you, Trev.
Well, I might be getting some burns in the nasty chat. There's tons of ways you can get in touch here at EST. The River Cree Resort and Casino inbox at 780-218-9999, and the River Cree Resort and Casino, of course. River Cree Resort and Casino. Top 25 restaurant, 50% off the entire menu. Available 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. Of course, the nasty chat on YouTube isn't very nasty all the time. We got lots of people checking in there asking if it's my debut on the YouTube graphic on the thumbnail. I'm pretty sure it is.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I've been in the big chair before, but some of our other thumbnails on the oil stream and things like that, you don't get your face out there, but most people probably don't want to see this face. I have a face your name for on the radio. Yeah, exactly, right? I'm like one of the 7 family members the Hurricanes owner put on the Stanley Cup, but lots of people getting in there afternoon all riding the pine. It's amazing. Oh my gosh.
Joke.
What do you think?
It is a bit of a joke the way they laid it out. Of course, Tom Dundon, 7 of his family members were put on the cup. That's the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes after their victory. The youngest being 5 years old, but not 1, not 2, but you decide to put 7. Like maybe you can get away with one.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna put one kid, you put all of them.
Yeah.
So just avoid putting your kids on it. Like that's my thing. Just like why?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Did the owner of the Panthers put his wife's name on there?
I believe, there was an article that came out and said, hey, that wasn't the only
then okay. Then
franchise
Okay,
that put
but
the name up there.
You know, they're both kind of owners. I see that owners get their name on there.
Right.
I don't know. I thought I saw a thing, and I don't know if it's like AI generated, but I think Illich from the Red Wings put his family members on there too.
Yep.
And if memory serves correctly, has Carolina always had the same ownership since day one?
Yes.
Because there was a feud way back when between Carolina and the Detroit Red Wings, because I think Illich they were at odds because he didn't want them to have the red and white combo.
Oh,
he didn't want them to have that color scheme when they came into the league, and so there was always this little bit of a rivalry. So I can see why he would put more. I mean, Illich has passed away, I believe, but I don't get it. I don't. A 5-year-old on the cup, like it doesn't mean anything to him. Probably never will.
Yeah.
And the guys that you dream of. You're in your garage shooting balls against the garage door, and thinking one day playing the Game 7 in overtime, scoring the goal and winning the cup and getting your name on it. That's most hockey players' dreams.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always come true. And that's part of the allure of it. So, yeah, I completely disagree with the fact that, and I read about the Carolina Hurricanes trainer who was with them at Hartford. He's been with them forever.
Yep.
And he didn't get his, like, there's one guy, that's been with the team through thick and thin. And I just, like, it would mean way more to him than I think his children, to me anyways. Because he would understand.
Well, he's been there.
Yeah.
To me, I don't understand the whole, like, your 5-year-old kid has no idea what it means to have his name on the cup.
And maybe one day he'll say that and be like, are you serious?
It's like,
what? Yeah.
Well, like, maybe that kid will own the Hurricanes once Tom's done. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? But even then, though, if that's the case, go win a cup when you're the owner, like when you grow up, right? Like, I just think when you're doing that, you're taking away spots from people that have like you were saying, Gage, have been there for a while and deserve their name on the cup. I think that's a little ridiculous of what they did there. But
well, the Lightning did it once before in 2021. Penny Vinnick, then wife of the Tampa Bay owner Jeffrey Vinnick, put it on in 2021. Didn't make the cup in 2020, so it has been done before. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of a part of the ride.
The owner,
right?
You're living through it just as much as the owner, probably watching TV, going, "Oh my gosh, settle down."
Yeah, no joke, boys. Well, the nerves are high here, Joaquin. One of the first questions that I have for the Engage with Joaquin Gage question. I got too many papers here. I'm going to be honest. I got like 18 different papers.
That's great.
I can become way too prepped.
You can never be over prepared.
Look at you.
Well, until I lose everything. Yeah. I didn't sleep, guys. This is like the longest shift of my life. I pulled Hernan Salas. I almost thought about having a dart before hopping on the show. Almost picked up a coconut water on the way here.
Wow.
I thought about running, but I actually absolutely hate running, so I didn't do any of that.
Okay.
But now you're put under pressure being a professional netminder. What was the most nervous you've ever been playing hockey?
Ooh, most nervous. I don't know. I was always nervous. I guess my last few years, the start of the year was always a little nerve-wracking, but and I was nervous before every game, to tell you the truth. Like, you get those nerves going, but Bill Ranford once told me he said I remember one of my first games. I was in preseason, and I was nervous. He asked me, "How you feeling?" And I go, "I feel like I need to go to the bathroom." And he goes, "Hey, if you're not nervous, then you shouldn't be here. So it's a good thing." I was like, "Yeah," and you kind of it's. I find actually when I'm watching sports now, I'm more nervous. Like if Canada's playing, I'm way more nervous because there's nothing I can do to control it. Once I got into the game and started playing. Like everyone goes, oh my gosh, the nerves. But actually, that's the safest place to be because you have a direct line to the outcome of the result of whatever sport you're playing. So I'd much rather be playing than sitting there watching.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to be, even as, I mean, myself, who's only played really rec league, and Benny, who, well, you're a championship in your ball hockey league, but it's a bit of a different approach to try and just look at the game and be like, well, I would have done that. If I were in like his shoes, like what could I have done better? Because I mean, a bit of a bird's eye view, you get a bit of a better look at it, but there's nothing kind of distracting you at that same time because you're not in the fight. You just have that sort of perspective and different look at what's going down there. But as I said once before, 780-218-9999 River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. We're getting lots of love in the nasty chat. Hey, Zach, did you run too? Nope. No, I did not. And name that tune this week. I don't think we're having that, but even later on the Reed Wilkins show, usually Benny gives the keep 3, cut 5. I'll be bringing that today, which is in good fun. So 12th minute of action, our 13th minute now, Spain and
So
Belgium.
This is the most nervous you've ever been?
This is probably the most nervous I've ever been. No, I'm excited to get Matawanik's thoughts, though, on really, I'm going to ask him a selfish question. You can probably hear me right now, but what did he see in me? Because I was the first EST practicum. Like, I'm sitting here today, I'm like, am I one of a kind? I need the ego boost to go on with the show. No, but also somebody, I mean, who probably got their ego boosted a little bit. 3 touchdowns from Justin Rankin in that 40-17 victory from the Elks. They hung on, had the opening drive touchdown as well. Said he had a bit of a flu game. Javon Lee getting mixed in as well. Tons of different offensive approaches from the Double E, who keep the REDBLACKS down in the dumps in the CFL, still winless through 5 games played. 2 games against the REDBLACKS, 2 wins, got on the board with another victory. Back in the win column, the Elks, after losing 36-24 in Kelowna the previous week in BC, and they'll be back in action July 17th. That's next Friday at home to the BC Lions there as well. So a bit of a redemption tour for the Elks to see what they're really made of. And boys, I think they played fairly well. Not really at any point did I think the REDBLACKS were going to pull away with the game. They took a bit of momentum in a handful of series, but didn't sustain the same amount of pressure as the Elks did on either side of the ball, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, the Elks looked good. I didn't find it a particularly great football game, but the Elks did what they needed to do. Their offense came alive. Rankin is an incredible. I was talking to Jay about this in the bullpen. Like he must, like, because he doesn't look like he's going fast. So he's got like this turbo engine where he gets up to top speed so quickly. But I think he runs so efficiently that it doesn't look like he's going fast, and guys go, oh, he's just right there. And before you know it, he's past them. And his way that he can read the play, and then you got Leak just flying yesterday. The running game of the Elks is quite spectacular to watch. And and I like the way Fajardo plays. When you looking at both quarterbacks, I mean, Fajardo he is so focused, almost like you want to tell him to settle it a little bit, right? But he is just on it. I mean, even I think it was the last play, he's still calling up to the booth to see what's going on, right? And and you look on the opposite side of the ball, Jake Mayer. I thought he should put on a tinted visor because he looked like a deer in headlights a lot of the time, just with not knowing the terrible turnovers. That last interception thrown off the back foot with a hope play. You'll probably see Bethel Thompson in the next REDBLACKS game to see what he had. He's got to be a little choked too. He goes in and gets smoked second series, and he goes with a couple minutes left. I'd be like, why am I going in and just getting popped one time? So, but good on them. They stopped the bleeding. Now, like you said, Koob, the next Friday is the big test. A team that they do not have a lot of success against. Do we know who BC plays this week?
BC was on the bye. So
they're on the bye.
They're going to come back and play.
Great opportunity to jump on a team after a bye. And hopefully we can get, I guess it was more fans, but I mean, you win games, you start bringing people in, and it would be nice to see on a nice warm day that lower bowl just packed full of people. Yeah,
just under 16,000. The attendance at Commonwealth Stadium, Manawannock. Jay Milne had their Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show and post-game show live from the Commonwealth Community Recreation Center. Manawannock will be joining us here in a few minutes. He's also the host of the Hangout. We'll get his thoughts on the Elks and their victory from last night. My name's Zachary Kubusch. Ben Thompson producing. Former NHL netminder Joaquin Gage alongside here on EST Afternoons, and we'll take a brief pause in the action. Be back with Manawannock, the host of the EST Hangout, up next here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Stay tuned for that. Get in touch with your thoughts on the Elks game, weekend match, madness, World Cup play in the 17th minute. Currently Spain and Belgium 0-0. Stay tuned. Locked in here on Edmonton Sports Talk. We'll be right back after the break.
World Cup action continues on today with Spain taking on Belgium in the quarterfinals. That game is currently 0-0 in the 18th minute. Tomorrow we will see Norway facing off against England, taking the pitch at 3 before Argentina and Switzerland match up at 7. In the CFL, the Blue Bombers welcome the Argonauts to town with our own Dustin Nielsen on the call. Both teams coming to the matchup at 2-2. Drew Brown is in for Winnipeg. Kickoff goes at 6:30. On the diamond, the Blue Jays crack open a 3-game series against the Padres tonight. Shane Bieber on the bump for Toronto. JP Sears for San Diego. First pitch goes at 7:40. Other action around the league has the Astros taking on the Rangers. The Angels playing the Twins. The Cardinals welcoming the Braves. The Diamondbacks up against the Dodgers. And the Rockies versus the Giants to end off the night. For local action, the Edmonton Riverhawks welcome the Marion Berries to Remax Field tonight. Marion sits at 13-19 record, while Edmonton is 17-15. That game gets going at 7. You can listen to the game live on Edmonton Sports Talk's audio streams. The sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood the Duke. Locally owned and operated since 1993, they're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood the Duke, the experts you need to know. Host of the EST Hangout, Manawannock on the other side of the break. I'm Ben Thompson, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Justin Rankin, man, I mean, just unbelievable. He has to be in the MOP conversation.
I would argue that right now he's the front runner just based on what he's doing, from being on pace for 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving. Now he has to keep it up, and he's going to have an otherworldly season.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Kickoff is coming. Are you in? July 17th, Elks, Lions at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Dog Days of Summer presented by ATCO Energy. Bring your pup and watch the game in an exclusive section. Plus, find activities for your dog around the stadium. Every catch, every tackle, every touchdown. The best way to experience it is being there when it happens. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year. Get your tickets now at goelks.com/tickets.
Sentinel Storage congratulates Canada Soccer's men's national team for breaking new records, making history, and showing us Canada is a soccer nation. From local fields to the world stage, our athletes make us proud to call Canada home. Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Canada Soccer.
Get ready for another iconic evening of Canadian rock as the River Cree Resort and Casino presents Streetheart and Lee Aaron. On July 30th, get ready for a fist-pumping, anthem-filled show featuring two of the best acts to ever do it. Streetheart and Lee Aaron, July 30th at River Cree Resort and Casino. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
Somewhere, someone is sitting on a patio that is literally part of the parking lot. They're hot, uncomfortable, and bored. Do not be that person. The Canadian Brewhouse has a rooftop, real turf, misters, fire tables, patio games, big screens, and zero reason to be bored. This summer, your standards are higher than a parking lot, and you know it. The Canadian Brewhouse, Canada's best patios.
.122 here on EST Afternoons. Welcome back on Edmonton Sports Talk. My name is Zachary, Kubusch, Joaquin Gage, Ben Thompson alongside here in the William Huff studio. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536. And I'm very excited to welcome in our next guest. Joining us in studio, the host of the EST Hangout and the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff and post-game shows, Matthew Awanek. Also, I forgot probably the most important title, EST's Chief Operating Officer. How are you doing today?
That's a good title, but that's not good for on air. It doesn't
I know.
fit. Host is better. Like,
yeah.
Why is the COO on right now? Like, who cares? Or the coup. So no. I'm did you ask how I am?
I think I did. Yeah,
okay,
I think I
don't
did.
remember. I had a short-term memory there. I'm good.
Me
good.
too. I got the same dusty sort of vibe. Like I did those ADHD tests. You said you guys tested him live on air.
Block Shop, and it was like he just missed out. But like,
yeah, he was like 2 points.
Yeah.
he basically
do you have?
I probably do some form of undiagnosed ADHD. I haven't done a genuine doctor's order test.
Did you do the online one?
I think I did, and they're like, yeah, bro, you probably have it. Everyone, well, okay.
I don't even you think you did. Did you do it or did you not?
I did it. I don't forget my test score. I don't know if I got 50% or 80% wrong or right, which way, but I remember.
Well, there's no wrong or right answer to this.
I have symptoms of it, for sure. I got
if it responded, bro, I think you got it, I'd try a different website, first of all.
Yeah, a lot of my...
bro, you've entered the wrong website.
Whoa.
What are you using there? Well, no, usually I use my buddies who all have ADHD. All of my friends probably have ADHD, and they're like, I think you have it. Yeah.
I actually do.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
I was diagnosed with it at 3 years old.
At 3? Mm-hmm. Wow, that's pretty early on.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
I could probably get diagnosed at 20.
I haven't, no.
Okay.
Well, probably
But
not.
I just take the doctor's word for it. That's
Yeah, but you're also 3.
Yeah, but it made sense.
It's 20 years ago.
Oh, it made sense.
Are you still that way?
Oh, I absolutely still have it. Yes.
Okay.
100% I do.
We work with some weird people, Gage.
I should get medicated.
This is a very special place. I know. Well, all the young bucks getting their opportunity to get on the airwaves. It's pretty exciting. And unfortunately, because of my responsibilities with the Reed Wilkins Show producing, I wasn't able to tackle the tailgate. I noticed you came and visited Benny and Trev down there. How was that?
Well, I helped them set up.
Yeah.
You did help them
set up.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't going to just bring the stuff and be like, you guys do it.
Nah,
we got that tent up pretty quick. I'm proud of us.
Oh, yeah.
We crushed that.
With 3 people, it's like an easy,
we
easy
knew what
thing.
we were doing. No, the tailgate was fun. I didn't get to go too much because I had to then go get ready for the show. But I did stop by a turf district and I got brisket poutine.
Nice.
Which I showed it was
Saw
delicious.
That. Didn't bring Jay any. Good.
I did not bring Jay any. It was a dick for that one. Wow. I didn't think about that. He was on the air. I don't know. No, tailgate, it seemed like a good vibe. Now, I don't have a reference point, but it seemed busy yesterday. I don't know if it was busier than usual, if that's normal, if it was light or whatever, but it seemed like a really good time and it smelled amazing out there. Like there was a lot of good food being cooked out there. So it makes me jealous that I can't, like, I would love to, if it wasn't for the pregame show, I would love to be there one day and just do like a full actual meal, like actually cook, bring our barbecue and actually cook there for people and stuff. But it did give me an idea because Jason and Andrea listeners, nasties. I met up with a bunch of people, including Trev, at halftime. And Jason was like telling Trev, whose hamburger was better, mine from last week or Jason's? And Trev's like, it's close. I was like, what do you mean it's close? Mine's frozen from Walmart.
It's a great value burger.
Mine is a good hamburger.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to take offense, Trev. I didn't make this burger. I took it, peeled off the paper, threw it on a grill, and gave it to you. Put like the fake cheese on it and stuff.
Well, you forgot the special ingredient, though. Love.
No, I didn't have any of that. But it made me realize that one time I am going to have to, for one of our Fridays or some burgers in this office, I'm going to make the buns and I'm going to make the burgers.
Wow.
For the office.
Okay.
That would be a great idea. Like
I'll
once
make the
a
buns
month.
too.
Friday.
Make the buns.
Yeah.
I'm going to make the buns.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Because you're making bagels,
I want to
right?
do the whole thing. Yeah, I want to do the whole thing where it's made, not with love, because I don't do things with love, but I made it.
Okay.
Right
Gager
on.
does things with love.
Right on. Well, tailgate was busy for the Elks' 40-17 victory, improving to 4-1 on the season. Now, it was busy at tailgate, but at least watching through the TV, it didn't seem that busy. Under 16,000 fans attended. And Maddie, I want to ask you, now with this team fully improving and us getting into, the days of summer, days are looking better. Friday's weather, at least on the 10-day forecast you guys checked out on the post-game show yesterday, looked fairly decent, plus 30. I'm thinking, Maddie, there must be no excuse for sports fans in Edmonton to not go to the Elks, right?
Well, let me just quickly take this is
okay.
I've got.
Oh, you got the real.
One of these
big
models
chart.
says it's 6 o'clock next Friday is 26.8 degrees.
Cool.
So I've seen anywhere between 22 and 26. It says it feels like 34.1. If that's the case.
Nice.
No, the thing is, the biggest thing that this team has needed for a long time is to win. So it's about winning. People want to go support a winner. They want to be around a winner when it comes to this franchise. And now you're 4-1. And you get a Friday, like there's always going to be a thing on a Thursday night. Well, it's like a Thursday night. I got to work on a Friday. There's no working on Saturday for most people. There are some people, but for the most part, this is a prime spot to go to a game. It's a Friday. It's a 7 o'clock start. You've got a good football team You're taking on a great player at the very least in Nathan O'Rourke.
Sure.
Trying to turn their season around. And the Elks have a chance to really just take control of the CFL West and really put themselves in a great spot to compete, not just for a Grey Cup, but maybe a home playoff game, all of those type of things. Now there's no excuses. And the Elks are never going to turn this around in 1 week or one season. You're not also going to have 35,000 people show up out of nowhere with the snap of the finger. I saw somebody on Twitter today being like, oh, there's only 16,000. Maybe it's not just winning. It's like it's early. You can't just, like, if the Elks are bad again next year, people are going to go away right away. For the Elks to get back to being that proud franchise that is consistently getting people out, it's going to take 2 or 3 full seasons. So you got to see the small steps. You got to see those growth. So the question is, can this team get over 20,000? And I don't see why they don't. If they have under 20,000, I have big questions about what is the future of this franchise then moving forward if they can't get 20,000. But yesterday, heard a walk up. 5,500 people. Forecast wasn't good going into it. They had been away for a number of weeks. Now they were just here. They're fresh in people's mind, getting ready to go next week. Anyone that's watching that, they may have go, hey, I want to go see the next game. When is it? It's next week, as opposed to, well, they're in 3 weeks. So I'd be a little shocked if we see under 20,000, barring some sort of major change in the forecast. As long as it's sunny, looks good. No real chance of major rain. I think we're going to see over 20,000. The game after that they're home, it's the Saskatchewan Roughriders, which maybe could close in on 30,000.
What, looking at the last 2 games, Maddie, they lose one, win one.
Yeah.
What are the biggest things that you saw from this team?
Spain has just scored, by the way.
Go!
Like changes from the
just
team?
like because I didn't watch all the game in Kelowna, but I watched a good portion of yesterday's. And to me, it just seemed like a more focused team. But
defensively, they're on point all game.
Yeah.
They weren't that way against BC. They really couldn't handle James Butler. They couldn't stop the run. They were able to shut down Greg Bell and anything that the Ottawa REDBLACKS were doing. Defensively, really from start to finish, they were well. Offense started off excellent in the first drive. Then it sputtered. But the biggest thing, and hopefully, and it might have been the Justin Rankin flu game. And hopefully Jordan McSimic saw something here that he looks at and goes, I am going to stick with this. This is now how we're going to move this team forward. Because Jay and I in the postgame show before Bruce from William Huff told us that Justin Rankin had the flu, was we were giving Jordan McSimic for a lot of credit for taking Rankin out of that game and putting Javon Leak in and possibly seeing something and changing the makeup of that offense. Where Justin Rankin going up the middle wasn't working. Put Javon Leak in, going up the middle, it started working. And then he puts Justin Rankin back in and he went to the outside and it was working. And so maybe like you have this 2 running back set that 2 years ago, before Mark Killam and his staff came in, it was working with the 2 running backs. Use both. They're both different. They both are excellent. Obviously, Justin Rankin, though, is the best player maybe in the Canadian Football League right now between him and Tyson Philpott. But that's the one thing I saw from this offense was one, they kind of just were like, enough of this. We got to take this game over. And when they wanted to impose their will in that fourth quarter, they did with 24 points. But really hope that Jordan McSimic saw that as this is the path forward for the Edmonton Elks. Because if you get Leak and Rankin going, it just makes life so much easier for Cody Fajardo getting the ball to his receivers.
Well, and you also don't want to put tons of load on a player that is like Rankin because, I mean, before he started to explode and come into the forefront as running back here in Edmonton, it was sort of that dual punch, thunder and lightning, right? And why not go back to that to try and give teams a bit of a different look? Of course, defense, they were making plays yesterday too overall, like the approach, what was it? The opening drive, that one touchdown, Rankin had already doubled his total yardage from BC.
Rushing yards.
He is on pace for over 1,000, well over 1,000.
1,800 yards rushing, over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That's
which
his
is
pace.
Absolutely phenomenal. And one of the questions that came to mind in my mind, like, when's the last time the Elks or the Double E franchise has seen a player as electric as Justin Rankin?
Ooh, good question.
So we're thinking this is a skilled player. That electric.
Because it's a kind of player that fans, diehards, and casuals
you got to take quarterback out of that to a degree because Michael Riley was
that's the first name.
That was the first name jumping
right.
But he was electric. Though.
He was, and he just had a great style, and he won everyone's heart over. Like this city, like you knew who Michael Riley was. You weren't even an Elks or Esco fan at the time, but you know who Michael Riley was. Like that's he transcended the team. But if you're talking like receiver running back, if I'm looking that way, Darius Bowman was good. Darrell Walker was good. But I don't know. Like it's just anytime Justin Rankin gets the ball, you think good things can happen. So like there's a chance that he could break one. And not necessarily for a touch, but even just a huge gain.
It's not only that, though. It's the fact that you think he's done.
Exactly.
Like he gets to, and he looks, he's wrapped. I don't know. He somehow lurks in the weeds a little bit. And he makes it like he's not tall. He's not how tall?
No, I think I would
5'10",
5'8", 5'9", I think.
I just was looking it up. I think it was 5'9".
Because he looks like he hides behind the offensive defensive line at times, and then finds an outlet to go, and he's able to get up to top speed so fast. It's amazing.
The only other running back, like John Avery was the guy in 02. John Avery was...
Adam Zeal 567 says that too.
He was so much fun to watch. If he broke free, he was gone. He had such speed. They had him for 1 year, then he went to the NFL to Minnesota. And then when he came back, he was with the Argos and won a Grey Cup in 04. John Avery was like, and I always will have memories of that 02 season with John Avery because he was outstanding. He was excellent. Cost them the Grey Cup actually that year. J-Mo's told this story. Apparently John Avery had an injury and didn't tell anyone about the injury.
No.
And he played that Grey Cup game and then he pulled himself at like halftime. So the players found out and they were pretty pissed with him. So it kind of cost them a little bit that 02 Grey Cup. But like in terms of just that elusiveness and that skill, it might be back to John Avery or it's Michael Riley. Like Ricky Ray was at another level because he was just so talented. But it wasn't at that level. Like he was just so methodical in ways. In terms of this flashiness, it's hard to like Justin Rankin's in a unique category right now, at least in recent memory.
Ricky Ray had a cannon for an arm, though.
He was outstanding. His accuracy was unbelievable.
How do you feel about Fajardo's arm?
It's not strong. He can't throw the deep ball with enough zip and accuracy that you could constantly do that. He's I mean, if you ranking all starting quarterbacks in this league, and I'm going to put Bo in this as healthy and Zach is healthy, he's 7th, 8th, or 9th in the Canadian Football League. Like, and that's fine for what this team is right now. He's not a guy that is going to be like Bo Levi. He's not a guy that's going to be Chad Kelly or Nathan Rourke that's just going to take over every game week in and week out. He's going to have some good games, but he's also going to give you some bad games. But he's not a guy that I want, like, I need a guy throwing the ball 30, 40 yards down the field on a consistent basis. He's not the guy I want doing that because I don't think he has that arm strength to do that. But this team doesn't need that when you have two great running backs in Justin Rankin and Javon Leake.
I just, because sometimes I see him, it looks like he puts everything into it.
Yes.
And
he forces
it's only 10 to 15 yards, and it's still got a bit of an arc on it.
But and there's times, though, like he had this huge pass to Austin Mack. This was just before they had the turnover on downs right on the sideline. Put that in a great spot that only Austin Mack could catch it. And he has the moments that he could do it, but on a consistent basis, you're not going to get it done.
Well, I just that one to Mac down the right sideline there. Even Mac had to slow it down to come back to it. Like so, I mean, I'm not saying I could throw a ball that far, but that's the only thing I took from yesterday was just Fajardo's. I mean, he was efficient and but I think it would be nice to have a little bit more of a threat to go to zip some in with those 15, 20 yard gains.
Absolutely.
And 19 for 24, 340 yards for Cody Fajardo, 2 touchdowns in the air, an average of 14.2. The Elks improving to 4-1. And I look at Fajardo, just the way he approaches the game, though, I feel is such a great quality. Like all-round sort of quarterback. That's somebody who you want to lead your team. And as the Elks continue to improve, there's good hope trying to see that CFL fans will sort of reignite their love for the team and come back to it. I totally agree with your earlier point that the Elks need to sustain the winning, and hopefully that they can do that this season with Fajardo and Rankin and Mack at the helm. It's been some exciting football to watch for sure, but there's also some exciting football on the pitch. Currently, Spain up 1-0 on Belgium in the 38th minute of action. Now, is this an easy one for Spain, Maddie? Do you think that they're going to be the one to pass through today?
Oh, that they should win this game. They're a better team. You just never know what you're going to get from Belgium. There's always high hopes for Belgium, but they always fall flat. Right now, it seems like it's all Spain. I think they have 4 shots on target to none from Belgium. So it's looking pretty good. But like Belgium's got a great striker in Romelu Lukaku, who's probably not on the pitch right now because he's been a sub throughout this whole tournament. He's their all-time goal scorer. So if they can at least keep it within a goal, I think Belgium's always going to think that they have a chance to equalize this or go take a lead once they bring him on. But Spain looks good, and they're European champions for a reason. There's been a shift in European football where it's Spain and France right now that are rolling. And everyone else is trying to catch them for decades. It used to be Italy and Germany. But those two giants have fallen mightily flat, but these other two are going big. And it's just going to lead to an unbelievable matchup. If Spain does hold Spain-France on Tuesday, that's going to be outstanding.
Yeah, the current schedule as it is, Spain and Belgium in action right now. Tomorrow, a pair of matches, Norway, England, Argentina, and Switzerland will close out the day on Saturday. Then it'll be Tuesday, France awaiting their next opponent who will take on, as you said, the winner of Belgium and Spain today. Matthew, I have one question left, maybe to boost my ego or a bit very extremely selfish. Now, you were the first. Yeah, you can just step all over me and ruin my confidence here today. I'm just kidding.
I'll do it.
Okay, yeah, I know you will. You got no problem doing that, Gager. Put me in my place. But first time I stepped foot into EST at our old station, you were the first face that I saw, and I had to, sit down to prove myself in a placement opportunity at Edmonton
You're one of
Sports
3
Talk.
people applying at that time.
One of 3 people, and I came out on top.
Wow.
Only one could get it, and he was the one.
Wow.
I know, right? What did you see in me that day that you're like, this guy might be something good to add to the team?
I'm taking responsibility for this one, I guess.
I can't wait to hear this.
That's a really good question. I mean,
you didn't see much.
The other 2 turned down the job.
That's a long time ago.
The other 2 turned down the job. It was just Koob left.
Yeah, I was like,
who got it? Well, part of it comes down to it wasn't because this is unfair because I knew you before that. I had seen you work because you were working as a street teamer at 1260.
Right.
So I was able to see some of those work ethic, was able to have some conversations with you while we were at brew houses for Eric with Monday and Thursday nights. And I know Eric had spent some time with you that there's a level of unfair that wasn't a first impression. There had already been like a little bit of a meeting, and it's
Oh, did you ever imagine I'd be doing that?
Yes, 1-1. Belgium just scored.
Yeah.
That's where it's like, when I looked at it, I think I just knew some things. That it was almost more of a, I feel comfortable knowing that you're the guy to come in out of these three. The other ones were very nice, but it seemed like you had the right attitude. You have the right work ethic, and that's the thing that I kind of always look for right off the bat is, do you have the attitude and the work ethic to come in? Because the skills can be taught.
I hope
he
so.
can teach you all those things. Do you have those things? He can't teach those things. So but again, it comes down to, I had already seen you in action with some of those things, and that's where it was like, yes, this is the right guy.
Oh, thank you, Maddie. I totally wasn't trying to dig out a compliment from you live on air, put you completely on the spot, but Matthew, it was a great time having you as, I guess, my very first guest in the host chair ever. So I'll remember this for a long time to come. Maddie, thank you for the time today. And while we're about to head to break, it's a bit of a different approach, though, for Zach to the future. It'll be Ben to the future next up here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubusch, Joaquin Gage, Ben Thompson, and Matt Iwanek with Justin, the host of the EST Hangout and the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff and post-game shows. 1-1 between Spain and Belgium just before halftime. We'll head to break here on EST. Stay locked in. And of course, Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. If you gamble, use your game sense. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
World Cup quarterfinal action is underway today as Spain takes on Belgium. That game is just tied at 1-1 in the 43rd minute of play. The final two quarterfinal games go tomorrow, with Norway facing England at 3 before Argentina battles Switzerland at 7. In the CFL tonight, the Blue Bombers host the Argonauts with their own Dustin Nielsen on the call. Both teams entered the game with the identical 2-2 records, while Drew Brown will step in for the Bombers. Kickoff is set for 6:30. On the diamond, the Blue Jays begin a 3-game series against the Padres tonight. Shane Bieber gets a start for Toronto, while JP Sears takes the ball for San Diego. First pitch is at 7:40. The Jays also make a transaction with the Minnesota Twins as Toronto sends Tommy Nance for prospect Ryan Sprock from the Twins. Around Major League Baseball tonight, Astros take on the Rangers. Angels face the Twins. The Braves battle the Cardinals. Diamondbacks meet the Dodgers, and the Rockies square off the Giants to end off the night. For local action, the Edmonton Riverhawks welcome the Marion Berries to Remax Field tonight. The Berries come in at 13-19, while the Riverhawks sit at 17-15. First pitch is at 7, and you can catch the game live on Edmonton Sports Talk's audio streams. This sports update is brought to you by Capital Care. Enjoy an unforgettable dining experience right on the turf at Commonwealth Stadium. The Fest on the Field, August 19th, helps raise funds for programs, equipment, and enhancements for those across Capital Care communities. Buy your tickets now at capitalcarefoundation.net. Ben to the future next on the other side of the break. I'm Ben Thompson. You're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
Trent Frederick or Tristan Jarry, who's more likely to have a bounce back season?
I think Frederick would be a Babcock guy. I think the way that Babcock wants the game played, I think he'll gravitate towards Frederick. And on top of that, we've seen the Oilers management step out and say that Frederick was not used properly last year, which I disagree with. Bowman's gonna be talking to Babcock, hey, give this guy a shot here.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. Hi, it's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences. Plus, all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom. And from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Some nasty Nas bringing us back on a Friday afternoon. It's EST Afternoons. Hernan Salas has the day off from at least his regular responsibilities. He hosted the Nielsen Show earlier today with Will Frazier and YouTube Trev here 1 to 3 now. EST Afternoons live weekdays on Edmonton Sports Talk. Presented by Play Alberta. I'm Zachary Kubusch in the host chair, co-host Joaquin Gage, producer Ben Thompson alongside. Today you can get in touch, the River Cree Resort and Casino, 780-218-Gretzky. I think we used to say that back in the day. That's 218-9999. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. 15.3K subscribers on our Edmonton Sports Talk channel. There's many ways that you could get in touch. If you can't watch us live, by the way, or listen live, you could also check in on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify after the fact. So check out EST Afternoons or any of our individual shows and programs here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Manawannik J. Milne had a great kickoff show and post-game show covering the Elks there as well. Lots of thoughts and lots of different perspectives and shows that we have here on Edmonton Sports Talk coming up as well. It's the Reed Wilkins Show, 3 to 6 p.m. Jay Milne, Ben Thompson at the desk. I'll shift over to the producer area from 3 to 6, but still coming up on today's show, 220 MMA reporter Nolan King to talk UFC 329. It's McGregor Holloway 2 at 170. That bout goes tomorrow. In action currently, Spain and Belgium 1-1 in stoppage time. The 40, always forget, is that the 50th minute? 45 plus
I guess
5. It's in the 49th minute. So 49th minute of action just before halftime. Winner moves on to face France. And we're nearing the end of hour one here. Usually at this time on Fridays, we have Zach to the future, but it is Ben to the future today. Benny will have to get 50% right. Joaquin and I have each come up with a handful of questions to test our producer, Ben Thompson. Ben, please roll the intro.
Just as I predicted, Time traveling is just too dangerous. 1.21 gigawatts. Great Scott.
Zach to the Future, selfishly one of my favorite segments on any of Edmonton Sports Talk shows because I'm the namesake of it.
Yeah, your name is all over it. You're fishing for compliments in the last segment, and now you're talking about.
I need an ego boost. Okay, I need to be like the Drake of EST. I'm not that good of a singer, though. I did make one song that won an EST. Live performance.
That was a great performance.
That was a great performance.
You're 1 for 1.
Hey, and I'm looking for a great performance from you. Okay. Just like the Elks did, you're gonna push on the pedal and get past the finish line. We went. I'm not sure what approach you made, Joaquin. We kind of did this on our own.
I went backwards, but it's all with the same theme. Benny's kind of the biggest swinging joystick around here with his prowess at EA Sports NHL, from what I hear. So we're going to. I have 5 questions for Benny. Okay, but they're all along the same lines. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you who graced the cover. Of EA Sports in certain years.
If you went old, this will be really tough for me.
No, I didn't go back to when I was on the cover. Okay. So, for EA Sports NHL 17, which was back in 2016.
Easy.
Who was on the cover?
The reason why I know this one is because 17 is my number, and it happened to line up with obviously like my favorite player. And I mean, like I had to get it instantly. It was a game I played. I think. Yeah, I played that game full year. It's Connor McDavid is on the cover of NHL 17.
NHL 17?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was somebody else.
I think it's somebody else.
Because it is. Oh, I got myself muted here.
My bad.
That is incorrect. No, that's all good.
Wait,
Benny, you got it wrong.
Oh, that's
you know
18,
who it is.
That's 18.
You know who it is.
Tarasenko.
Vladimir Tarasenko.
Is it?
Yeah, it is Vladimir Tarasenko.
It's Tarasenko on 17.
Look, Joaquin. I love this image
of
Tarasenko
on 17.
And his St. Louis Blues. You were like, wait a second.
I looked it up. I think sometimes it depends on where the country is.
Oh.
Because I think for the Finland edition.
Oh, was it Bark or
it was Line?
It was Line. Oh, okay, yes. The
That's
Finnish
right.
version's Line.
So, yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they had special. They always have special editions for specific.
We might have to double check some of these answers.
Yeah.
Sure.
All we know is Benny messed up the first one.
I flipped the 2 years in my head. Yeah,
the NHL guy, top 50 in the world in NHL. What is it? 28 now or whatever. They always go here. Yeah,
it's 26.
26 still. Okay. Right on. Well, I'll keep on the same path.
Of course,
I went all over the map with my 5 questions that I have for you. Now, I'll start with this one. This is a bit of a harder one. I'm surprised if Joaquin would even get this one. What year did the first EA Sports NHL game come out?
Oh.
Now, I have 4 options for you before you make your mind up.
Please.
1991, 1992, 2001, and 2003. What year did the first NHL game
Okay, so the first NHL game. EA Sports game.
Yeah.
That's important. Geez. Well, I what popped to my brain right away was early 90s.
So that leaves you with 2, 91 or 92?
91 or 92. Because I'm just trying to think, or was it considered an EA Sports game in those days? I think it was. I'll say 92.
1992 is your final answer?
Yeah.
Incorrect. It is actually 1991. Released August 1991 for the Sega Genesis. NHL Hockey is what it's titled.
It was great.
Yeah, I bet.
It was awesome.
So what do you remember about that one, Joaquin?
I couldn't believe there was an actual hockey game.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It was with the real guys, their numbers, that when you hit a guy, I think there was blood on the ice and they were out, right?
I heard about that.
And Gretzky, you could always put him out. I think the best players in the game were Roenick and...
Yeah. My dad loved Roenick.
Yeah, Roenick and someone else that were just...
Roenick, and who was it?
I mean, Bure was good too.
He'd tell me all the time. If he's listening, he'll text him. There was a
Ronning, I think, was really good in it too.
There was some guy who was just like, it was Roenick, and there was one
Brett Hall,
guy.
Mario Lemieux.
No, but Roenick could do it all.
Yeah,
like,
it was weird. It was one of those guys. It just like for some reason.
Bo Jackson of Tecmo.
Yes.
It was just crazy.
And then you set your lineup, and that's all who you had throughout the game. There wasn't any changing.
You
right?
had line changes. You could.
Because it's similar to 94, like the same top-down view, the baby blue, like sky blue ice. Looks like a great game, but 1991 was the answer. So through 2, Benny is 0 for 2 here at Bend to the Future.
My God. All right.
Okay, Benny. Let's go NHL 14.
Okay.
Which came in 2013.
I know this one.
Okay, I will.
Was on the cover.
I will
go. Oh, that was a
replay. Okay. So I'm like 99.9% sure I know this one. Because it was kind of like out of nowhere. Where it's like, oh, what? Like. It was later in his career. I'm just like, okay, it was kind of odd. But this is the most iconic NHL game from my generation. That would be Marty Brodeur on the cover of NHL 14.
Final answer.
Thank you.
He got it right. I trust Benny. He's got it right. I completely agree too. Even looking back, I'm like, Martin Brodeur? Why?
Did they go to the finals against the Kings that year?
I think so. The year before, in 2013. It would have been the Kings and
second cup.
Right.
Great action shot though of Marty Brodeur. So
first cup.
1 right, 2 wrong through 3. Benny, question number 4. We got World Cup action. It's halftime. Spain and Belgium under 9 minutes to go. 1-1 tie before the second half. Winner moves on to face France. Okay. Speaking of the World Cup, which country has the most World Cup victories? A, Brazil. B, Argentina. C, France. D, Germany.
Oh. One more time.
Is it Brazil, Argentina, France, or Germany with the most wins at the World Cup?
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure like Germany's had like the longest drought here or something, and like I think someone was comparing with like the Leafs or something on some show I was listening to. I mean, Brazil, I know, has gone back to back. We were talking about it on the hangout yesterday. I was expecting Italy to be one of your choices there. I'm going to go Brazil. Final answer.
Brazil is your final answer, and you are right.
All right, Benny.
They have 5, which stands the most. I think Germany tied second with 4 wins. Italy is also with 4. Argentina has 3. France with 2. I think there's one other country that has a total of 4 victories, but the country is escaping me at this time. Okay, so
50%.
2 for 4. You're at 50%. Got to keep this up. 6 questions left.
Okay, let's go to NHL 12 in 2011.
Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Because there's a lot of repeats around this time,
because
right?
because I know 13, or at least I think I remember 13. God. Is this one of those like Patrick Kane or Jonathan Taves one? Because they got that, passed that around.
They're on the cover 3 times, I think. Or at least Taves was, right?
Taves and Kane were supposed to be on the cover of one of them, and then Kane had some off ice stuff. Jeez. Because I'm trying to remember. I know Drew was around there somewhere. I don't know if it was 12. I thought it was 13 off the top of my head. But Stamkos is also in there as well.
NHL 12.
NHL 12.
That's a good year, too. That's when they added one-handed
I'm almost
deeds,
better if I count back.
Yeah, it's like championships, right? Like you think of the year, you got to... Anytime I think of the Stanley Cup winners, I count back from the most recent one.
I thought it was Drew in 13, Stamkos 12. No.
We got a couple...
I'll go Stamkos. Steven Stamkos, final answer.
Oh my gosh! There we go.
Bang,
nice
bang,
job.
You psychopath.
Yeah, exactly. Now you don't have the same approach as I do.
I bought every NHL game growing up. I saved up my money all year long and would buy every NHL game. So these covers are engraved in my brain.
My brother bought all the ones growing up for me, so I just kind of bummed it off him. Lots of people getting it right in the nasty chat and YouTube as well. Maverick coming in with the correct answer. He's guessed on a couple ones there as well. Okay. Now, this one's going to take a different turn. I'm pretty sure you would know this. Even Hernan Salas knew this answer. Okay. What is the title of the first ever YouTube video published? Is it A, Me at the Zoo, B, Hello World, C, OMG Shoes, or D, End of Z World?
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite the obscure
Jeez.
niche thing to know. But
As a diehard YouTube guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I should know this.
YouTube Trev knew it as well. I mean, it's in the name. He should.
It's in the
He
name.
should.
Okay, one more time.
Me at the Zoo, Hello World, OMG Shoes, or End of Z World?
I'm pretty sure it's Me at the Zoo.
Final answer?
Final answer.
There we go. Boom. So through 6, you started 0 for 2. You're on a hot streak.
Come
4
on.
straight.
Come
so
on.
4 of 6. The handful left to go. Joaquin, what's your next question?
Okay, let's go to 2015 when NHL 16 came out.
Okay.
Oh, no. Do I know this one?
Why is this
It was
one
on the
slipping out of my
cover
brain?
of this one.
Because 15 was Bergeron. I remember that one. That game sucked.
That game was awful.
That game
Actually
was
awful.
horrible.
That's when they started going downhill for like 4 or 5 years.
That was bad.
Until
they
18
rushed
or
that
19.
game so
Yeah.
quickly. Okay, because I'm trying to think. 16. Because 20 was who was? Oh, hold on. Oh my God, am I blanking? 20 was. I think that was Ovi. No, that was Matthews. 19 Subban. 18 McDavid. 17 Sanko. Who was 16?
God, that ADHD is really kicking in.
I know. Like, I'm trying to count down. Like, who was 16? Why am I blanking?
It's one of the most forgettable names. Or forgettable games, not names. Forgettable games.
Yeah. They didn't give it to Taves or Kane again after that. I don't think.
Okay, we do need an answer here, Benny. We're running out of time.
I know. This is just slipping my brain right now.
This is a
I'm gonna be
difficult one.
so mad when I hear this too.
You are.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go Jonathan Taves. And
Jonathan Taves, is that your final answer?
I know that's wrong, but I'll give a final answer.
That's right! Oh my gosh!
Okay, well,
You're pulling the Koob here just
I guess
out of nowhere, hey?
Like I looked and there was one where they were both on the cover.
Yes, okay, so that's the
right?
one. So
Yeah.
Taves and Kane were supposed to be on the cover sharing the cup.
Yeah.
And then Kane punched someone.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and that's what happened. He got ripped off the cover.
Yep.
So that was the year. I thought it was earlier, but okay.
Right on. Okay, now Conor McGregor, Max Holloway 2 goes tomorrow for UFC 329. A reminder, Nolan King from Tapology, MMA Junkie, USA Today will be checking in 220 right here on EST Afternoons to cover all Conor McGregor, Max Holloway, of course, Patty the Batty Pimblett also in action. But I want you, Benny, to pick the fake Conor McGregor quote. So I'll give you 4
the
quotes.
fake one.
You got to
Okay,
pick the fake one.
Okay.
All right, first quote. I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. That one's an obvious real one. I just wanted to sneak that in there. There's also another one, maybe not a PG word to say, but I wanted to sneak that one in there too. Okay. Second quote. I run this whole thing.
Okay.
Terrible accent.
I run this whole thing.
Exactly. I run this whole thing. C. Every room I enter becomes my arena. That's more British.
Yeah, I think
I should stop doing accents on air.
Okay.
And D. We're not here to take part. We're here to take over. Now, it's hard without the emotion in the quote as well. So, reminder. Okay. I would like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
that one.
Second one. I run this whole thing. 3. Every room I enter becomes my arena. And D. We're not here to take part. We're here to take over. Which one's the fake one, Benny?
I feel like the last one is something you would make up. So I'm going to go, I'm not here to take part. I'm here to take over. Final answer. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not here to take part. We're here to take over is a real Conor McGregor quote. Gager, do you know the fake one?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I
it
thought
is
that
C.
was it.
Yeah. Every room I enter becomes my arena.
Really? I thought I heard him say that.
Yeah, that could have been one from him.
Well,
Sure.
Okay. All these could have been there for sure. Okay, so we have 2 more questions left. Benny, you've got 5 right, 3 wrong. You just snapped your 5 correct answer streak. Joaquin, you're next
Name
up.
a player who's graced the cover 3 times.
Oh, wow.
EA Sports.
Ooh. Okay. Matthews twice. Or wait, maybe 3 now. 20 Matthews, 22 Matthews. And did they go back to him recently? I don't think they did. 3 times. It's got to go. We got to be older here. I should know this. Well, it would have to be then. I'm going to say Jonathan Taves again. Final answer.
Is that right?
It's wrong.
Oh!
It's wrong.
Like Koob, you stick with what you...
Was it?
Because it Matthews.
It was Matthews.
It was Matthews.
Okay, but so NHL
It
20,
says
22.
22, and 25.
Oh, he was 25 too.
Oh, yeah.
He
Too
was-
many
he totally
covers
was
for that guy.
25.
Yeah.
I barely played 25.
I forgot about that one too. Okay, well, you're not gonna. You're guaranteed 50% here,
Yeah.
but you can improve your
Well, you got
percentage.
2 years that he was on there.
Yes,
You said-
yeah. Well,
You
he was
just forgot the
20.
third
He was
one.
2022, and I just didn't.
I had to change it on the fly too because I was going to ask you who was on the cover at 20, but you said
Yeah,
Matthews
yeah,
before,
yeah,
so I was
yeah,
like, oh, I got
No, yeah, dude, good. Hey, good change on the fly. You threw him a change up.
That's what I do.
All right, the final question for Ben to the Future is 5 right, 4 wrong. He's going to pass here today. Just for fun, what house did Harry Potter get sorted to?
Come on.
Is it Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin? I actually forgot this too. I had to search.
You
it up.
forgot it?
I didn't. I knew it.
Do you not know this?
He never watched it.
I've never watched. Guys, I'm not a TV show guy, movie guy.
Get out.
Like
Leave.
Get out.
Wait. Hey,
No.
I gotta still host the show.
That's
I can't
okay.
go.
We can
We can make.
I want to say Hugglepuff, but that's
It's
I know,
Hufflepuff,
I
but
know.
okay.
Hugglepuff's next door.
Yeah, literally.
I got my finger over the wrong buzzer here.
Can I hear the names again?
Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Slytherin. Those are the 4 houses.
You can use a lifeline.
Yeah, you had the lifeline the whole time. I guess I
like
trusted
the
his
nasty chat.
abilities too much.
No one's helping me in the nasty chat.
Maybe they're so far behind. I don't know.
Nasty chat, please, in like the next 10 seconds. If not, I'm gonna guess. Yeah, I don't know. To me, like,
okay, which one stands out to you?
Gryffindor stands out to me.
Yeah?
but like, I don't know. Like,
Okay.
I just
Nobody's coming in with it.
It's just because I recognize the name. I'm going Gryffindor.
Gryffindor is... Where's the button? Correct! There we go. All right, 10 full questions. Ben to the Future, 6 right, 4 wrong. Started 0 for 2.
Should have been 7 right.
Went
3
5
wrong.
straight.
That was a horrible.
Good job, Benny.
8.
Great performance here on EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage alongside me. Zachary, Kubusch, Ben Thompson just passing Ben to the Future. And got to remember that portions of this hour before we head to our 2 o'clock break, a little bit tardy. Portions of this hour are brought to you by the Canadian Brewhouse. Make your afternoons better at the Canadian Brewhouse. Happy hour starts Monday to Saturday, 2 to 4 p.m. with deals starting at $3.99. See you at the Canadian Brewhouse. We're about to dip in for a break, but if you got any thoughts on UFC 329, the World Cup, Elks, maybe Ben's performance and Ben to the Future, please get in touch. River Cree Resort and Casino, 780-218-9999. Tap 25 Restaurant has a prime rib special just for $18.99. That's 7 days a week from 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Available for dine-in and takeout, not available on show nights. We're about to take a pause here on Edmonton Sports Talk, EST Afternoons. Of course, Edmonton Sports Talk brought to you by Play Alberta. We'll be back, but we'll be dipping into the 2 o'clock break. Stay tuned.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Mills.
Drew Ramenda checking in. Shakira Mukmadulan is a fantastic young man. Big, tall guy, got great reach, very mobile, can skate the puck out of problems, can get up on the play. He needs to work on his consistency in front of the net and in those one-on-one situations, but he's only 24. He's going to be able to find that consistency. He's going to be a 5 or 6 guy. He's a good one.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Kickoff is coming. Are you in? July 17th, Elks, Lions at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Dog Days of Summer presented by ATCO Energy. Bring your pup and watch the game in an exclusive section. Plus, find activities for your dog around the stadium. Every catch, every tackle, every touchdown. The best way to experience it is being there when it happens. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year. Get your tickets now at goelks.com/tickets.
Get ready for another iconic evening of Canadian rock as the River Cree Resort and Casino presents Streetheart and Lee Aaron. On July 30th, get ready for a fist-pumping, anthem-filled show featuring 2 of the best acts to ever do it. Streetheart and Lee Aaron, July 30th at River Cree Resort and Casino. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
Looking for a delicious meal without the hassle? Head to Pasta Pantry in Sherwood Park, your home of the game day meal. From handcrafted fresh pasta with rich homemade sauces to ready-to-heat family meals, Pasta Pantry brings authentic Italian flavor straight to your table. For over 30 years, Pasta Pantry has served hot, delicious comfort food made right in our kitchen. We do it fast so you can slow down. Visit Pasta Pantry in Sherwood Park today and taste the difference fresh makes. Pasta Pantry, real food, real fast, real good.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. Had a good day? It's time for happy hour. Bad day? Oof, happy hour. Boss said great job? Happy hour. Boss said let's circle back? Ugh, definitely happy hour. Got a promotion? Happy hour. Spilled coffee on your shirt 5 minutes after getting dressed? Ugh, happy hour. So whether you're celebrating or recovering, our happy hour starts at just $3.99. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
World Cup quarterfinal action continues today as Spain takes on Belgium. That game is currently 1-1 in the 50th minute. After halftime, the remaining two quarterfinal games are set for tomorrow, with Norway taking on England at 3 before Argentina squares off with Switzerland at 7. In the CFL tonight, the Blue Bombers welcome the Argonauts to Winnipeg with our own Dustin Nielsen on the call. Both clubs come into the matchup with 2-2 records. Drew Brown in for Winnipeg. Kickoff is set for 6:30. On the diamond, the Blue Jays open a 3-game series against the Padres tonight. Shane Bieber gets the start for Toronto, while JP Sears takes the mound for San Diego. First pitch is scheduled for 7:40. The Blue Jays also made a deal with the Twins, acquiring prospect Ryan Sprock in exchange for reliever Tommy Nance. Elsewhere around the major leagues, the Astros face the Rangers. The Angels take on the Twins. The Braves battle the Cardinals. The Diamondbacks meet the Dodgers, and the Rockies square off with the Giants. And for local action, the Edmonton Riverhawks host the Marion Berries at Remax Field tonight. Marion enters the game with a 13-19 record, while Edmonton sits at 17-15. First pitch is at 7. You can catch the game live on Edmonton Sports Talk's audio streams. Second hour of EST Afternoons with Zachary, Kubusch, and Joaquin Gage starts right now.
Wu-Tang Clan bringing us back here, 2:14, a little late into the second hour of EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage with me, Zachary Kubusch alongside Ben Thompson. 1-1 Belgium, Spain tied in the 52nd minute. Just a missed opportunity there coming from the side of Spain, and our Screw It, Let's Do It parlay is hanging on this one. We had a Rankin anytime touchdown. We also had the Elks on the spread. Joaquin Gage picking that, and we just need a goal from one of the young stars on Spain. Hernan Salas's pick to hit on the play of the day. Or sorry, the Screw Let's Do It parlay. I'm trying to log in here and see.
He had Spain, right?
Pending. He didn't have Spain on the money line. He had. Where's it coming here? Yamal anytime score. That's plus 595 there on Play Alberta, which is, of course, the presenting sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. We got the Screw Let's Do It parlay coming up at 2:40. In just about 5 or so minutes, we'll connect with Nolan King to preview McGregor Holloway 2 UFC 329. But right now we have Hernan's Noticias presented by the Edmonton Elks. It doesn't start on game day. It starts before kickoff. Get your single game ticket today and be there for every hit, catch, and touchdown. Lock in your seats now at goelks.com/tickets. tickets. And there's lots of news coming up. Oh, a little bit of the intro.
My bad there.
No, that's all good. One of the best intros here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Headlining in the NHL, Manny Malhotra filling out his support staff, adding 4 assistants. The Canucks are in Ryan Mugallen, Jordan Smith, Jason Krog, and Andrew Shaw will serve as an assistant video coach there. Some news coming from the Blue Jays there as well. Benny Thompson updating us with that trade there earlier, with Tommy Nance being shipped out to Minnesota for prospect Ryan Sprock. The Jays will be in action 7:05 against the Padres there on the road. Shane Bieber on the bump against J.P. Sears, 7:40 actually, first pitch scheduled there today. Of course, Spain and Belgium in the 55th minute there in action. Riverhawks will also be playing tonight from Remax Field, 7:05. It's Star Wars night down at Remax Field, which is awesome. Marion Berries, tune into the game if you can't make it to the ballpark. Find the full broadcast schedule at edmontonsportstalk.com. We'll also have Stingers action there tomorrow as they face the Vancouver Bandits from the Expo Center. 7 o'clock tip-off scheduled tomorrow. Of course, that being a home game. The Stingers losing a close one yesterday to the Winnipeg Sea Bears on that one as well. And a bit of Wimbledon news. Felix Auger Aliassime, announcing that he's splitting from his longtime coach, Frederick Fontang.
Really?
Following a 5-set loss to Novak Djokovic, who fell to Jannik Sinner, with Sinner moving on to the finals. So, bit of a mix-up there for Auger Aliassime. He'll be moving on from his long-time
I was reading,
coach.
like, Andy Murray was charging, I don't know who, was it Novak? I think Novak, but it was like $100,000 a week. It's like, geez, I got to get into coaching tennis.
You can find some money in there. I'm sure those guys come up fairly well in the tennis ranks. But yes, as I mentioned, Jannik Sinner beating Novak Djokovic to play for second Wimbledon title, 6-4 3 times in the semifinal. And I saw here that Sinner has won 17 consecutive sets, joining Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer as the only players to beat Djokovic 3 times in straight sets at majors, excluding retirements. So a big performance there for Sinner.
That Federer and Nadal did it. I mean, Djokovic is kind of the old guard now. Still really great. One of the... arguably the greatest ever, but I'll always like Federer more than everyone else.
Everyone around the office here says Federer was just more exciting, stood out more. Like
he was just
tennis, right?
He was a jungle cat. The way he covered the court, it was effortless, and you'd see guys huffing and puffing, and it didn't look like he didn't break a sweat, and yeah, man, he was so great. It's too bad that he didn't. Because he was a little bit older when Novak and Nadal came up, and he just battled those guys. And although they have better records, I mean, there was a streak of, I don't know how many, that Roger went to every single final. Like, he played in every single Grand Slam final. Couldn't get the French till later on in his career, but not only a great guy, but just an awesome athlete. One of the greatest athletes ever.
Wow. Well, yeah, right on. It's going to be Jannik Sinner against Alexander Zverev on Sunday in the Wimbledon finals. But yes, reminder, Riverhawks in action tonight, Remax Field. Tune in on Edmonton Sports Talk's radio players, either on iHeart or TuneIn. If you're listening or watching live on YouTube, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're doing some great things here on Edmonton Sports Talk. If you know a sports fan who is looking for something to tune into, we're not leaving at all during the summer. Of course, we cover the Oilers heavily. We've been covering the Elks as well, World Cup, and tons of local sports stories, all the headlines around the major sports that we have. We're all huge sports fans here. We do a great job Monday through Friday, 12 hours a day. We all put in a lot of great work And just after the break, we'll put in some more work connecting with MMA junkies Nolan King to talk all things McGregor Holloway next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubusch, Joaquin Gage alongside Ben Thompson with the update before we head to the break here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
World Cup quarterfinal action rolls on today with Spain taking on Belgium. That game is currently 1-1 in the 59th minute of play. The final two quarterfinal games are scheduled tomorrow as Norway faces England at 3 before Argentina takes on Switzerland at 7. In the CFL, the Blue Bombers host the Argonauts tonight with their own Dustin Nielsen on the call. Both teams enter the matchup with 2-2 records. Drew Brown steps in for Winnipeg. Kickoff is set for 6:30. The Blue Jays begin a 3-game set against the Padres tonight. Shane Bieber gets the ball for Toronto, while JP Sears starts for San Diego. First pitch is at 7:40. Toronto also made a move ahead of the series, acquiring prospect Ryan Sprock from the Twins in exchange for reliever Tommy Nance. Around the majors tonight, the Astros are playing against the Rangers, the Angels versus the Twins, Braves play the Cardinals, Diamondbacks against the Dodgers, and the Rockies versus the Giants to wrap up the night. Back here at home, the Edmonton Riverhawks welcome the Marion Berries to Remax Field. The Berries enter play at 13-19, while the Riverhawks are at 17-15. First pitch goes at 7 o'clock, and you can catch the game live on Edmonton Sports Talk's audio streams. Some UFC 329 talk on the other side of the break. I'm Ben Thompson. You're up to date.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation with options for every style and budget. Open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Get ready for another iconic evening of Canadian rock as the River Cree Resort and Casino presents Streetheart and Lee Aaron. On July 30th, get ready for a fist-pumping, anthem-filled show featuring two of the best acts to ever do it. Streetheart and Lee Aaron, July 30th at River Cree Resort and Casino. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
You're tuned into EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. We're live weekdays 1 to 3. Usually Hernan Salas is in my seat, but my name's Zachary Kubusch. He had other responsibilities on the morning show, the Nielsen Show earlier today. Joaquin Gage still alongside here on EST Afternoons. Ben Thompson, the producer. Live action, Spain, Belgium tied 1-1 in the 63rd minute of play. Winner will face France in the final four on Tuesday, but we got some big action coming up tomorrow with Conor McGregor making his UFC return. His first fight in almost exactly 5 years to the day. He fought Dustin Poirier July 10th, 2021 in his last bout. And all of our guests here on EST Afternoons are brought to you by Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. And from MMA Junkie USA Today, Tapology, it's Nolan King checking in today. Nolan, how are you today?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you? I appreciate you having me on. It's a pretty big week in our world, so definitely a lot to talk about here.
And selfishly, I'm a big MMA guy. We talk a lot of NHL here being in Edmonton in the heart of Canada, so getting a chance to talk a bit of UFC. Oh, what's the shirt say there? What's the shirt?
Got a little Bruins action going on. I don't know if we want to go there.
I got you. Hey, maybe I'll sneak in a bit of an NHL-related question. Big Bees fan. Hey, yeah. I know a couple of Bruins fans here in this part in oil country here today, but of course the headliner, UFC 329, it's the notorious Conor McGregor. Tons of people know him by the way he walks and talks before entering the octagon, but he's back in the show for the first time in almost exactly 5 years. What are your thoughts on the 37-year-old Conor McGregor re-entering the octagon tomorrow?
Yeah, it's very bizarre. You know, it's a little bit of nostalgia, but I also think it shows the stark differences of like the last time he fought, or even longer ago when he was rising as a star, because he fought Max Holloway in 2013. I was there as a fan in Boston, and it feels like a lifetime ago. It feels like there were two people in that cage that are not the people that we're going to see on Saturday. You look at Max Holloway at the time he was going, I believe, by Jerome Max Holloway. His first name was actually Jerome. He was scrawny. They both were fighting at featherweight. And then you obviously had Conor McGregor. He had less tattoos. He had one UFC fight. He was not a household name. He was barely a name that hardcore MMA fans knew. He was a totally new face. So to kind of think about how far both of them have come in the past 13 years, everything that's happened, it's got a little bit of that nostalgia factor. And then as well, just the fact that we hear so much about Conor McGregor coming back for years. He's going to come back. He'd run into, all sorts of issues. He had the broken leg. He had a plethora of legal accusations. So it's been a weird road to get here, and to have him back, there's a mixed, I think some mixed emotions throughout the MMA community. But until they're in there on Saturday, I don't always like to count my chickens before they hatch, because this is MMA and weird stuff can happen.
Well, Max Holloway, sorry, Gager, do you want to go? Yeah, Max Holloway has been, of course, a lot more active than Conor McGregor has been. Some antics outside of the ring, I guess, as you mentioned, but with Conor McGregor taking such a long layoff, like we've seen it with previous fighters. Dominic Cruz came back over 1,100 days. He lost, GSP, the great Canadian, took a long absence and came back and actually won the belt against Michael Bisping. But what does a 5-year layoff, or how does a 5-year layoff impact what is Conor McGregor?
It is so hard to predict. I think it's one of the hardest things in MMA to predict, because we do see this fairly often where a fighter will go away for whatever circumstances. They'll retire, they'll fall out of love with the sport, then they'll have a big opportunity come, big paycheck, or they'll just want to stay competitive and they'll come back. And so what Dominic Cruz did that time was so rare. I kind of almost put him in a category of his own, because I think a lot of times when we see these layoffs, fighters come back and they're a bit of a shell of themselves. It's not even just about the inactivity. It's also about, even if they were in their prime when they left, like there's so much time that has passed that could pass their prime, right? So I think that McGregor, the last couple of times we saw him in there, looked not the best that we've ever seen him. He still looked like he had something, right? He was competing with Dustin Poirier, who was one of the best in the world at the time, and he was able to be at least slightly competitive. But 5 years is a long time, and for them to come in too, there was years of talk of him fighting Michael Chandler, another fighter who's a veteran, who's maybe on the decline, who's kind of in that category, is one thing. But for them to have him fight Max Holloway, who's still on top of his game, he's still able to beat a substantial amount of the best fighters in the world. I just think that the math does not add up for this ending well for Conor McGregor. But this is MMA, like I said, and crazy things happen.
So Nolan, a lot of times it's styles make fights, right? Is this fight with McGregor and Holloway, do both their styles mesh for some fireworks to happen, and what could Max do to exploit? Is it just the time off and the rust, maybe trying for McGregor to shake off? Can he take advantage of a guy that hasn't been in the octagon for 5 years?
Yeah, I think that's going to be one thing. I think it's kind of funny because they're both predominantly strikers, but the first time they fought, there was a lot of grappling because Conor actually blew his ACL or MCL out in the middle of the fight. So he resorted to his grappling. It was kind of the first time we had seen him try to do that even a little bit, at least on the international stage. So I think, again, it's a little bit of a different matchup this time around, but I think Max Holloway has a few things going for him. I think he's giving up a little bit of size here. Conor bulked up quite a bit since he went away, and Max is fighting at a weight class that we've never seen him before at 170 pounds. He was at 145, then he moved to 155 for the last few fights, and now he's fighting up even again at 170, which is going to be a place that I think Conor feels more comfortable in this comeback. He's carrying a lot of muscle, right? So for Max, I think he's got his speed. I think he's got the cardio if the fight goes long. He's used to preparing for 5-round fights. He's been active. He's fought championship level fights in the training camps leading up to them. So I think duration of the fight, speed, and the fact that I still think, even though Conor's grappling is probably better than people ever gave him credit for, I think Max has him beat in that category as well. So for Conor, I think it'll come down to more of his power, Max speed, patience, and just a better overall well-rounded game.
We're joined by Nolan King from USA Today, MMA Junkie, and Tapology here on the Oil Country Video Hotline on EST Afternoons. And now there's another fighter who has taken the eyes of many casuals and hardos alike as he continues to move up the ranks. Paddy Pimblett is one who stands out to me. Now, could you just speak on his development and the way he's kind of emerged in the UFC rankings, and what a challenge against a seasoned vet like Benoit Saint Denis means for him?
Yeah, I think Paddy Pimblett's been a really interesting case study. He came in before he was even in the UFC. He was getting a lot of attention like we don't see regional fighters get from all around the world. He had the persona. He had a big fan base in Cage Warriors, the big regional promotion in the UK. But people, including myself, thought, you know what? Some of these performances, he's getting in there. He's putting on a good fight. He's got the character, but there's still some flaws. He's getting hit. He's getting rocked. There's fights that are controversial decisions, right? He doesn't necessarily have that sort of push to the big show that we feel from some of these regional guys where you're like, they are ready to take the next step. But he came into the UFC, and he still, again, you look at his first 3 or 4 fights, there was a point in time, he was a big favorite, I think, in all of them, where each fighter he fought connected with a good shot. So it kind of had me thinking in the back of my head, like, he's going to get caught eventually. He's going to get caught. His striking defense is still not there, but it never happened. And I think he's gotten better time in and time out. He's shown that his ground game is very good. Some of the fighters he fought on the rise had very good grappling as well, and he really ran right through them. And then he proved a lot, I thought, in the fight against Gaethje in January. Particularly, it's aged well. I mean, Justin Gaethje went out there in June and won the title in one of the biggest upsets that we've seen in a title fight in a while, beating Ilia Topuria. So I think the criticism for Paddy coming out of the Gaethje fight was like, oh, he lost to an older guy. The fight was kind of sloppy. There was a lot of offense and not a lot of defense. But you look at it now. I mean, Justin Gaethje just got in the cage with a fighter at the beginning of this year that was towards the top of everybody's pound-for-pound list. And Paddy went 5 rounds with him. Ilia Topuria did not. So I think this is a very similar fight to Gaethje for Pimblett. I don't think Benoit Saint Denis is of that level, but style-wise and what we're going to see on Saturday, I think is a war. I think it's going to be a really fun fight to watch, and Pimblett can take a lot of things out of that Gaethje fight and use them here.
Nolan, is there the possibility we talked about the big 2 fights here, but is there another card that interests you more that could possibly take the title of Fight of the Night?
It's tough to say. I mean, one of the more highlighted bouts on this card is actually Gable Stevenson, the Olympic gold medalist. He's fighting on the undercard. Heavyweight right now in MMA is like, it's not good times there, right? It's not very exciting. Everybody historically in combat sports has looked to the heavyweight division to be the biggest and baddest, right? The biggest fights, king of the world, baddest man on the planet, whatever you want to call it. And we haven't really had that in the last couple of years since John Jones took the title, and he was kind of halfway out the door and he was maybe going to retire. So you need new faces, you need fresh blood. And I think there's an opportunity here for any young guy to really just make an immediate impact. So to bring in somebody that is an Olympic gold medalist, one of the, real standout NCAA wrestler, a guy that tried out for the NFL for the Buffalo Bills, who had a stint in the WWE and who was not over the hill, who is still in his athletic prime and provides a level of athleticism that we don't often see in MMA. They have him down on the prelims, but I think for me, that's a fight that if you're somebody that's maybe knows a little bit about the UFC, about fighting, that's one you're going to want to watch, because he's somebody that could be holding the title maybe within the next 18 months.
Nolan King here on EST Afternoons, teeing up UFC 329, which goes tomorrow. That's McGregor Holloway 2. And late last month, the UFC introduced a bit of a transition from their ranking from traditional media rankings to a new meta AI sort of approach to this. Now, do you think, in your mind, will this change any of the matchmaking that the UFC does moving forward?
I think it could. My understanding is that it's kind of a little bit confusing right now because they're running the two ranking systems parallel to each other for a transition period. So if you go to the UFC website and you're trying to figure out who's ranked, there's a tab that you can click that flips between them. And I could see where that would maybe get confusing for people that don't necessarily follow the sport every single week, right? To have two sets of rankings. But it seems like they're going to transition more towards the AI rankings. And it's actually interesting because I work for Tapology, which is kind of the database in combat sports. And a few months ago, they launched, their version of kind of an AI sort of rankings using an algorithm. And it's been interesting. Some of the similarities between Tapology and the meta rankings are very evident. Like there's a fighter at featherweight, Pat Sabatini. He wasn't necessarily on anybody's radar in terms of being in the title conversation. But when you look at who he's beat and how those fighters have done, there's a number of different things that go into it. But he has, when you take opinion out of it and you just look at like kind of the facts of the situation, he has fought guys that are very good and who have also had success in the UFC, and he's done so consistently. So if you look at the UFC rankings, he's kind of far up. And if you look at the Tapology rankings, same thing. So I think you're going to see people that maybe aren't the most popular. The other thing that's going to be a big impact is fighters who aren't active. Those are the guys that took the biggest blow in this. If you looked at the two sets of rankings and who dropped when these meta rankings came out, it was guys that haven't fought for a year and a half. Even some of the guys that you'd probably put in the top five, just were Yair Rodriguez at featherweight, totally missing from the list. So I think activity is going to be big. Strength of schedule is going to be big. And it's also not going to factor in, somebody who's been around for a long time. Maybe they still fight some big names. They were popular at once. It's going to take that opinion out of it. And it's going to say, hey, look, this fighter was big at one point. He had his moments, but he's really not done well recently. And for that, we're going to remove him from the rankings. So I think those are the things. You're just going to see the opinion sucked out of it and some facts pushed into it.
Right on, Nolan. Thank you so much for your time joining us here today on EST Afternoons. I hope you enjoy UFC 329, and hopefully we can connect down the road.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks so much for having me on. We'll talk some Bruins next time.
Yeah. Cheers, man. Cheers. For sure. That is Nolan King from Tapology, MMA Junkie, and USA Today. Some great perspective on McGregor Holloway, to some great fights to look out for. And there's one thing that I wish we had more time to, discuss it there with him, but sort of the face of the UFC changing a little bit. There's this guy, Josh Hokett, who's standing out above the heavyweight rankings, and they want to get some new blood to try and get the eyes back on the UFC a little bit more. To have a name sort of not to the same level as a McGregor, but somebody that everybody can try and get behind. And when they fight, that's somebody that you have to sit in front of the TV and sit there and watch. And they've been missing that for a couple years, in my opinion. But yes, Nolan King joining us on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. If you have any thoughts on UFC 329, your weekend plans, or anything about this Spain-Belgium matchup, 78th minute, 1-1 tie, it remains. You can get in touch, the River Cree Resort and Casino. Inbox at 780-218-9999. Happy hour $5.25 drinks, all beers including bottle and draft, import, and domestic select premium well highballs and select premium wines served at Tab 25, Center Bar, Onyx, and on the casino floor. Available Sunday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. We'll dip to break here on EST Afternoons, Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Ben Thompson up next, producer of the show, with a sports update before we head to break.
World Cup quarterfinal action continues today as Spain battles Belgium. That game is currently 1-1 in the 79th minute of action. The quarterfinals wrap up tomorrow with Norway taking on England at 3, followed by Argentina and Switzerland at 7. In the CFL tonight, it's the Blue Bombers hosting the Argonauts with our own Dustin Nielsen on the call. Both teams are heading into this matchup 2-2. Drew Brown steps in for the Blue Bombers. Kickoff is at 6:30. The Blue Jays kick off a 3-game series with the Padres tonight. Shane Bieber gets the start for Toronto, while JP Sears takes the mound for San Diego. First pitch set for 7:40. The Jays also completed a trade with the Twins, sending Tommy Nance to Minnesota in exchange for prospect Ryan Sprock. Elsewhere around the major leagues tonight, the Astros visit the Rangers. The Angels play the Twins, the Braves take on the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks face the Dodgers, and the Rockies meet the Giants. And then locally, the Edmonton Riverhawks are back at Remax Field tonight to take on the Marion Berries. Marion comes in with a 13-19 record, while Edmonton sits at 17-15. First pitch goes at 7. You can catch all the action live on our audio streams here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Final segment of EST Afternoons coming up on the other side of the break. I'm Ben Thompson. You're up to date.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Tonight on Will It Store? One man, 6 bikes, and all the winter decorations still boxed up in the garage. Don't be that guy. Make space for summer with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
It's the weekend. The sun is out, and everyone, yes, even the kids, are bored. Bring them to the Canadian Brewhouse. Our patios have games to keep the whole family going. Rooftop views, real turf to run around on, and misters for when the summer gets serious. Oh, and we've still got the game on. Always. All day, all weekend, all summer. The Canadian Brewhouse. Canada's best patios.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
One final segment to go here on EST Afternoons. It's been a good one. My first time in the big chair hosting the show. I've co-hosted before, but Hernan Salas, the normal host of EST Afternoons, had the duties on the morning show today. Thank you for tuning in here on Edmonton Sports Talk, whether you're viewing live on YouTube, listening on iHeart or TuneIn, or after the fact on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We greatly appreciate your support. You're the ones who turn the gears and keep us running, keep the lights on here at Edmonton Sports Talk, our global HQ out on the west side of things. We just had Nolan King on to talk UFC 329. Matt Iwanek joined us earlier, and I'd like to tee up the Reed Wilkins show, which is coming up 3 to 6. Ben Thompson, you'll be co-hosting with Jay Milne, having Reed Wilkins off today. What's coming up on the show, buddy?
Yeah, buddy, we got we're gonna have Javon Leake on, who had a fantastic game yesterday and helped the Elks take down the REDBLACKS 40-17. So Leake will be joining us. We also have Cade DeBlanco, who is cousin to Joel DeBlanco, that's playing on the Elks right now. Cade is a ridiculously good U16 football player, and so he's your Pass the Pantry athlete of the week. We're gonna have obviously just Jay and I will cruise through. It's funny, we have a pretty funny announcement that we'll get to in the first segment that I could tell you the Nastives have a ton of fun with, I'd imagine. So lots coming up here on the Reed Wilkins show with Jay and I.
Always such a good program, and we're still wrapping up our fantastic program. I don't know if it's SC worthy, but we've been pretty good today, boys. Of course, didn't introduce myself once again. Zach Kubusch, Joaquin Gage. Thank you for carrying me here today, Joaquin.
Koob, I've said like 5 words.
It's the easiest day of your life. I'm just keep talking, eh?
No, I don't want to fill you with too much praise, but I've kind of just sat back and watched you go. You've shown a level of professionalism where you haven't had to rely on me at all. I could have went home an hour ago, but you did a fantastic job today. I'm really proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. That's you're on the way to becoming a really good broadcaster.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Well, I'll ask you, what did you see? I'm kidding. You don't have to answer that.
No, I'll tell you what I saw. I couldn't believe it. Like I remember at the old place. Well, first time I saw Benny, I go, "Who's this punk?" I wanted security to come out, and he's yelling and stuff, and I go, "Who is this guy?" And then I found out, "Oh, you did Hello Hockey." I go, "Okay, you can stay." Yeah. But I remember sitting there and talking, and Koob was in the other room, and I go, he kept yelling out from out the other room. I go, "Is he talking to us?" And you were there were like 4 people having conversations, and you were part of every single one. And I couldn't believe it. I actually poked my head in because at one point I thought you were talking to someone else, but you were just yelling out things to stuff. So don't ever change, kid.
Oh, thank you, man. That really means a lot, Joaquin. I remember listening to 1260, though. I think grade 10 or 11. I always used to listen to it in my dad's vehicle that he let me drive, the 2009 Buick Enclave, going to Harry Ainley Composite High School. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Harry Ainley. They got some great sports programs there. Well, never played the part, but always loved sports. And second, I told my parents that I enrolled in Nate Radio and Television. They're like, "Yeah, I can see it. You can't shut up. You never shut up." And love my mother. I do definitely get it from my mom. She can. She's a certified yapper, as the young kids say as well. But joining 4 different conversations, very similar to. I probably have ADHD now that I'm saying it out loud. Can be all over the place, but that's what makes for a great show all the time. So thanks for sitting in. I guess you didn't have a choice either. You're kind of paid to hang out with me. I'd hang out with you for free.
No, I'm not today. This was all pro bono.
Right. Pro bono with Joaquin Gage. Well, before we get to the Screw It, Let's Do It parlay, we only got about 6 minutes left in the program. In the 87th minute, Spain and Belgium tied 1-1, looking to punch their ticket. Whoever moves on will face France in the Final Four. It's been a pretty decent contest. Haven't been watching the full time, but it looked like Spain was controlling majority of the first half there, and there's been a couple good chances on either side. The Screw It, Let's Do It parlay from yesterday just needs one more leg to hit on a plus 595 cash out. Lamine Yamal still has to get on the board. We got an Elks spread on the spread plus or minus 6.5 against the REDBLACKS, 140-17. And on the opening drive,
that's up here.
Justin Rankin got the touchdown.
What? Really?
Eyes up. Oh, what a save.
Go! Wait. Is he a call off?
Is it a goal?
No, it's
They're
good.
not.
I think so.
They don't
I
look like
guess
they're-
no reaction.
Yeah, go!
Okay, all right.
There we
Jeez.
go. Spain
Was that
taking
him?
the lead.
Who did
2-1.
The young kid to score.
The young buck to get on the board.
That's not him.
Lamine Yamal, excuse me. So 88th minute, Spain taking the 2-1 lead. They were up 1-0 early on before Belgium tied it up. So what a goal there. There's been some excitement in the World Cup, man, and some sad faces in the crowd. Absolutely fired up. Trying to see where they're playing this game from here today in this quarterfinal match.
I believe what they they say Los Angeles.
Yeah, Los Angeles Arena.
Yeah. The LA Arena. There's only a handful of games still left to go. A deuce tomorrow. It's Norway, England, Argentina, and Switzerland. And then we will see Tuesday, the first semifinal going down, of course, France, and the winner of this current match. Wednesday, another match. Saturday, another for the third place match, and then flying kick save.
Just flying kick save by this is weird. Like you would think, what are you doing?
Well, yeah,
like,
why?
It's a flying. Not throw the body in there.
He didn't want to catch a ball to the face. That's what happened.
Hey, it hurt in gym class, man. I never wanted to do that either.
This is the World Cup.
Yeah, come on.
Put
your body on the line. Block a shot there, buddy. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
You're getting put on the bench.
I mean, you look at the Stanley Cup playoffs, they'll block anything.
Anything.
Yeah, no doubt.
Don't matter.
No doubt. But Edmonton Sports Talk here. We're live a lot. We got a lot of additional programming as well. Of course, coming up, Reed Wilkins Show 3 to 6. And Game 1, Riverhawks Berries on any of our audio streams. They're at home to the Marion Berries. The Riverhawks are. They're on a 2-game win streak. And it's Star Wars night at Remax Field. Sunday, it'll be the VIP Golf Show, 8 to 10 a.m. with Murray McCord hosting. We got 2 great guests. Kevin Carius, fresh out of retirement, will join for the opening segment of the program, and the final 2 segments from 9:20 to the end of the show. Bob Weeks will be joining us there as well. Javon Leake coming up on the Reed Wilkins Show, and our Pass the Pantry Athlete of the Week. But before we run things down here, it's going to be the Screw It, Let's Do It parlay. That is inside the numbers for Play Alberta. My one of 3 million sheets does have the liner here. Inside the numbers for Play Alberta. When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. And of course, every time you gamble, and if you gamble, use your game sense.
Let's do it, no delay. Let's take a risk today. No sense being safe. We need a huge payday.
We got CFL action today. The 2-2 Argos in action. Excuse me, against the 2-2. Why is it escaping my mind? Who's in action, Benny?
The Argos and the Bombers.
The Argos and the Bombers. 2-2 Bombers. 6:30 start. Yeah, I'm gonna prep a little bit less. I was talking with you outside of the break. I got way too many sheets going on here, but we got tons to get to. I'm going to start us off. I'm not sure if you guys are going to go into this kind of bet here, boys, but we got tons of plays. EST specials, playalberta.ca. Early bird bet of the day, lock shot partner parlay, Matt's play. We got the Jays play of the day coming up as well. I'm going to dip into UFC 329 betting lines, and I'm going to go with I was going to go with Max Holloway money line earlier, but I'm going to go with the fight to go over 4.5 rounds. That means a decision. Earlier I checked, it was plus 300 on Play Alberta, so I'll be adding that to today's parlay. I think it's going to go decision easily to Max Holloway. They're just going to ride it out.
So then we need some easy ones.
I think that's a pretty easy one. I'm not going to say that's free cash money, but yeah, it's over 4.5 rounds plus 300 between McGregor and Holloway.
That's, I don't know, Koob. I think that's a little risky.
Risque?
Yeah.
We got to go safe here then, Gager.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go, I'll just go Rough Riders to cover.
Okay. And I'll go Lionel Messi Anytime goal.
No, that's a good.
Okay,
That's probably the safest one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll play safe here.
He's looking for the golden boot. So it was over 4.5. Holloway, you picked anytime for Messi.
Yeah.
Messi anytime. And Joaquin, what was yours again? Sorry, once more.
Rough Riders -8.5.
The Rough Riders -8.5 against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. That game goes Sunday, closing out week 6 in the CFL. The Elks are victorious 40-17. We'll have more coverage and breakdown on that when Javon Leake joins the Reed Wilkins show. It's Sans Reed Wilkins today. That's coming up 3 to 6. Jay Milne will be in the host chair. Benny Thompson and I will trade places. I'll be the producer for the show upcoming. But that was EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk, always brought to you by Play Alberta. We're coming at you from the William Huff studio. Thank you so much for tuning in today. On behalf of Joaquin Gage and Ben Thompson, I'm Zachary Kubusch. Have a great Friday. Cheers.